But this church hired me and I didn't understand because I was like, man, I don't have all these credentials and all of this fancy stuff. And it was a big church doing major things. And they said, you have the only credentials you need, and that's a heart for God and his people. I was like, huh. I know that blew me away. And so that's how I got into speaking, because they were like, the first week, they're like, all right, now we start your stage training. I was like, oh no, there's no stage. I don't do stage. And they're like, you do. And I was like, I don't. They're like, you will. And I was like, I won't. And they're like, you want the job? I was like, huh. So they put me in an uncomfortable position of learning to leverage words to impact and move people. And it was tooth and nail. It was a fight for years before I eventually stopped running and just started to embrace the gift and the calling. And that led me to some crazy things and some doors opening. And then when the things started stirring in my heart that I was supposed to do something different, I wound up walking out of that. And I wound up going and saying, all right, I'm about to go all in. I feel like there's a lot of people in the world who are hurting right now, who need love, who need support, who need care, who need hope. And I'm going to be the one to go and give it to them. Whatever that looks like, I'm going to express every opportunity to give hope and love and life to the world. So I created the Vitalize podcast. It's 3 seasons right now. You can go in and just be impacted, heart and soul. I didn't advertise that I was coaching, but someone reached out and said, you overcame a lot. How'd you do it? How'd you get here? I'm like, well, I started explaining to them. They're like, can you walk me through how to do that for myself? So coaching chose me. I did that with one person. Next thing you know, another person reached out. They're like, hey, I heard you help this person. Can you help me? Next thing you know, it was 2 more people. I'm like, what is happening? I haven't even put this out. This is a thing that I do. But I had these clients who were coming and they were re-upping because they were like, we just need that little extra push. We need someone to walk through us, someone who's been through the fire, who's been to hell and back, and who is resilient enough to keep pushing, who's learned some things along the way. So I just walk people on this journey. So I'm doing that as well. And I know there's information about that on my website. And then the speaking is like what lights my heart and my soul, to be able to go out and stand on a stage before people and light fires into the hearts and souls so that you accomplish your goal, your dream, your mission, because life is not going to wait on you. You got to go get it.
Yeah, I know you've been recently written about via magazines, actually, a lot of magazines. Can you enlighten us about, the type of magazines that you're written up by?
Absolutely, man. It was crazy when that stuff started. It's funny. I'm going to tell you my first one, which you might not know about. The first article about me and my story was actually highlighted by one of the top women's magazines in the United Kingdom. And that was a really incredible experience. So it was a Global Woman magazine.
Oh, nice.
So if you look that up, it's really big. And they covered the story, and that led to some connections. And next thing you know, I was actually featured in LA Weekly as one of the top 10 keynote speakers to watch in all of 2021, which that blows my mind. You guys just heard me say I failed public speaking. But when you got something that's inside of your heart and your soul and you unapologetically pursue it and you invest in it, you find coaches, you find programs. How I met Dan, because we were doing the same thing. We're investing in ourselves with one of the legendary coaches and speakers and mentors and figures in the personal development industry, Mr. Les Brown, because we want to invest in that gift and that craft. And then when you do that, people start to see it and buzz creates. And next thing you know, all these people are reaching out. Hey, can you talk here? Hey, can you talk to my company? Then our Clubhouse started happening, which is a social media app. For those of you who do not know, it's a social audio app. And I just showed up and started pouring my whole heart and soul out. And I started meeting people. And there's like all these magazine people there and publicists. I met my publicist. So it was just an incredible experience. And then, like I told you, I got into coaching and really been working with some people, and they got some really significant results. And that led me to also being featured in Wealth Insider magazine as one of the top coaches to follow for next year. So it's a preview of the people you need to be looking for. So I'm just overwhelmed that that's even a reality. Like I said, I just care for people and I want to see you transform. I don't want to see you take this information, feel good for a minute and sit on it. I want you to transform and go get everything you want.
Yeah. And you mentioned just a minute ago that you found your publicist on Clubhouse, did you say? Or
I found my publicist on Clubhouse. And here's the thing, I had a lot of publishers reaching out to me, and you kind of got to be careful with that, and just being honest to you guys, because there are all these people who will take your money and say they can promise you things. So do your vetting work. But I actually heard this publicist and watched the work they did. She never reached out to me. I reached out to her. And then we had a conversation. She let me know what she could offer. She already knew who I was. So she was like, it's a no-brainer. Let's do it.
Also, I'd love to talk to you about the Vitalize project. Can you explain what that is to our listeners? I'm sure they would love to see that on the
Absolutely.
list.
Absolutely, man. So when I walked away from my full-time job, I have a crazy story. I
I'd
took
love to hear.
some very big risk. And when I walked away from my job at the church, they had a bright future for me. They let me know, like, we're going to take care of you and your family. We're going to provide everything you need, insurance, salary, because you're doing incredible work. But what I felt in my heart is, this is really good, but it's not what I'm supposed to do. There's a parallel road. This is like a parallel road. There's another road headed in the same direction. That's the one I'm supposed to be on. So leaving that was incredibly scary. I'm not going to lie. But when the vitalize is a word, and it's a part of my brand, my logo, is who I am. It's on my hat for those who can see it. Those who can't see it, it's everywhere. And what that word means is to give life to endow with the vital signs of life. And that's everything, because I almost lost mine. So I know how precious and how fragile it is. So when that word hit me, I didn't even know what it meant. It just popped in my head. And I was like, I don't know what that word means. And I looked it up, and I kept the definition in my phone in the notes app, but I didn't do anything with it. And it was almost 5 years later, when I was walking away from my job in the church to build something. So I'm supposed to build a platform that doesn't exist. I'm supposed to build something that does not exist. And that was really scary, but the platform was to be a platform to reach people all over the world, no matter what they believed, to inspire their hearts with love and life and hope. And so the Vitalize Project, it was my personal mission to build a platform where I literally am going to the far reaches of the earth, the four corners, everywhere, to speak life, to build up, and to give people hope again. And so I do that in my community. I do that, and it started to become international much faster than I thought it would. And that's why you hear that word a lot. Anytime you hear me, my brand will be synonymous with life-giving information. If you are tired, if you've been weary, if you've been going through pain, if you've been going through anything other than feeling hopeful about your future, then that's what Vitalize is for. It's to literally give you that boost, that vital shot, so that you can step up and become what you want to become, so that you have the inspiration, the motivation, but most importantly, the application to transform your life.
That's great. And this resonates with me because that's, my mother was all about helping and touching people's lives. Hence, I've inherited the show, Discover Your Potential. That was kind of her brand for well over 30 years. But this is the epitome. This is, the essence of discovering your potential. I know you wrote a book called Asleep at the Wheel, and I wanted listeners to be able to find it. If you could talk about your book, that would be great.
Absolutely, man. So that book, oh my goodness, it was one I wanted to write from like literally 2 years after that accident. I said, I need to tell a story. I need to tell my story. But I didn't know how to write a book. I didn't know how to tell a story. I didn't know how to do anything. So I just kept living. And it was once I made the choice to go all in, this is what I help my people do. I help my people jump off the cliff. We're not playing safe. Like Mr. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, said, if you want to slice, sometimes you got to roll the dice. You got to learn to take appropriate risk, whatever you can handle. What's your risk tolerance? And that's what I help the people do. But I went all in, and I did take the risk, and I left my job, and I started a podcast thinking no one would listen. And 6 months later, it was in 27 countries. I was like, that's crazy. And,
wow, that's great.
And a publisher found me through my podcast, and they reached out, and they helped me tell my story, something I've been wanting to do for so long. And it's called Asleep at the Wheel, because so many people are going through the motion. I call it AMC, and you probably heard me say it before, but it's like sleep. You're walking dead. You are literally just going through life, going through the motions. You're not even living anymore. You just are existing. And so I'm like, I see that happening around me in every conversation I was having over the course of years, where people saying I'm unhappy and I just hate life and I'm just tired and I don't want to go anymore and I don't want to live anymore and I don't feel like there's anything to fight for and I'm so sad. And I'm just like, you are alive,
Yeah.
but you don't realize it unless there's a pattern interrupt. Because yeah, there's always something to complain about. Life is good and bad. It's a compilation of up and down, it's highs and lows. But if you're breathing, it's not over, and there's always another opportunity for you to step into something greater. So I literally wrote this book to be a wake-up call. Like, imagine me literally grabbing your shoulders and giving you a stern shake so that you know there's so much more left for you. There is a purpose walk and a journey that you are on that you don't even realize because you're taking it for granted, and you can never get those seconds back. So I really take you back to the beginning of your journey, start with the difficulties you've been through, help you realize that you're not defined by those, and give you a new perspective so that you always forever walk in purpose, moving forward, intentionally, not taking it for granted.
Oh, that's incredible. Not to keep jumping from subject to subject, but my mother was very big into meditation. And I know you do a morning meditation and motivation. I'd love to hear more about that. And how can people find that information or content? Is that on the website, essentially?
It is a free download on my website. So if you go to mblackspeaks.com with an S on the end, you can find those downloads. And I don't even ask for your email address to give them. You can give me your email address if you want a newsletter, but you can get those literally for free. I'm not asking you for anything. And what it is one for every day of the week. It's a 3 to 5 minute of me starting in a very calm, soothing demeanor, just to get you to breathe, just to get you to like pause, reflect, just calm your soul. That's the meditation part. And after we get that, then we go. Now it's time to get your day started. And I give you some motivation and some big energy and send you on your way so that you can go make whatever you want to accomplish happen.
Nice. Well, I'm going to try that. So is that when they go on your website, do they download it, or is it connected to your podcast?
No, it's you can listen to it straight from the website, so you can stream them right off the
just
site
stream
if
out
you
the
prefer.
website.
Or there is a download link that you can push download and have them on your phone if you rather have them where you don't have to go to the website.
That's great. That's terrific. Yeah, I know you're doing an event actually currently or coming up soon. I'd love to have the listeners hear about your upcoming event. That sounds really exciting.
Man, talk about dreams coming true. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that I would have an opportunity to be a part of something so powerful, something so impactful, and something with such an incredible human being. I have partnered with a lady, a brilliant lady, a world changer by the name of Ashley Faye Brandstetter. And who she is she's an entrepreneur who's built a mega business, but it's a community of women who have all these different shopping networks and boutiques who are making a difference and impacting people and sharing, caring, and supporting each other. Amazing, right? But she had something else on her heart, and the heart was I want to go and travel the world and do the same thing I wanted to do, which was light up hearts. Let people know that it's possible. That dream you dream is not only possible, it's probable if you're willing to take the leap and learn the different tactics and strategies you need to become successful. And so that's what she wanted to do. So we crossed paths because of Clubhouse, and we decided to join together. And so we're taking this show on the road. It is the Embrace Your Ambition live experience. And there's no other word for it other than an experience. We got live concerts happening. We got some of the top thought leaders in the world who have committed to come and break bread with us. One of my mentors, dear brother and friend, Mr. Trent Shelton, one of the top thought leaders in the world, is coming. He's keynoting for us. Also, Devin Steele, who was a former NFL superstar, who walked away from his dream, the game of the NFL football, at the peak of his game because his daughter was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And he walked away to help her fight for her life. And he did. He saved her life. And now he's one of the biggest child cancer advocates in the world. He's keynoting for us. Amberly Lago, one of the top female speakers in the world, who had an incredible, insane accident that should have taken her life. She's had over 30 reconstructive surgeries. She's still here. She's still breathing. She's still fighting, and she's breaking bread. And that's just to name a few. We have a whole list, a docket of speakers who are going to give you everything you need: practical, tactical, mindset, motivation, marketing. I mean, you name it, we got it. We accounting, we got it all there to help you flourish as an entrepreneur, as a dreamer, and as someone who wants to accomplish your God-sized dream. So me and Ashley Faye are partnered up to do it. And she actually talked to me just before this. And because you guys are part of this incredible community and Discover Your Potential, we are offering you guys something special. And that is, look, because you guys are connected to Dan, his incredible show, his mom, her legacy, we want to give you guys $50 off a virtual ticket. It's literally this coming weekend. So you got all day Friday, all day Saturday, half a day Sunday of content. And if you can't watch it live because life is busy and you got things to do, you get the replays. So you can watch the replays, and $50 off that ticket for you if you use code Discover Your Potential. That's just for you guys. And if you share it with a friend, that's okay. But Discover Your Potential. And if you want to figure out how to get tickets, you just go to www.eyacon.com. EYACon.com. That's short for Embrace Your Ambition Conference. And you can go to that website. Make sure you put your code in, or just go to Eventbrite and look up Embrace Your Ambition Dallas and put your code in. And we'll see you this weekend. How about that?
So, Marcus, is there anything that you want to give to the audience today, to share with the audience today? Just a word of wisdom, or just something that they can take from you, that they can learn from you. I'd love for them, one, obviously, to check out your podcast. I'm certainly going to be doing that, and I'll be putting it in notes, of course. But I'd love to get your feedback.
Absolutely, man. This is what I give you. If I could leave you guys with a nugget that will bless your heart and your soul, I would tell you this. Whoo! Life is short. It is. It's brief. Even if you live 80 years, life is so brief, and it will pass you by. It's not. Time is waiting on no one. So that thing that you've always dreamed, listen, I know life is hard. I know life will throw some Mike Tyson haymakers at you and cause you to feel like maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't have something to share. Maybe the people who told me I was crazy are right. Maybe the people who told me I don't have a gift to give were right. Maybe the people who told me I was too stupid, not smart enough, not good enough, not educated enough, not intelligent enough, maybe they were right. And I'm telling you, that's false. Nobody gave you your purpose. They didn't give it to you. They can't take it from you either. It doesn't matter what they said. What matters is that you learn 2 vital steps that will transform your entire life if you're willing to put them into action. And the first one is learning to believe in yourself. Listen, belief is the bedrock. Belief is the foundation of everything that happens in your life. They've always said, all the great minds and thought leaders in the world have said, you become what you believe. This is true. When I started to believe that I was actually a speaker and I would be one of the best in the world, doors started opening and I started being in magazines. Crazy things started happening because I believe. What do you believe about yourself? Because whether you believe you can or you can't, you're typically right. So if you believe that I'm just here and I'm not anything special, then you're going to become that. And I don't want that for you. If you know that's the outcome, why not believe that you were meant for more? Why not believe you can accomplish something greater? And when you start to believe, that is the beginning of your transformation process. But belief alone is not enough. You can believe all day, but the next step is to act on those beliefs, because action is the activator. That goal and that dream that lives in your heart is motion activated. So if you are willing to start taking steps, guess what? I don't know the steps to take. I didn't know the steps to take. I didn't know how to do a podcast. I didn't know how to write a book. But when I started taking steps, people started coming into my life that did know. Coaches started coming into my life that did know. Doors started opening that does not even make sense, but it's happening. And I communicate with a lot of passion and a lot of conviction because I need you to understand that that which is inside of you is not only possible, it's probable. But are you willing to climb the mountain? Are you willing to fight for what you want? Because you got to fight either way. Struggling through life is a fight. It's a hard fight just to wake up and get out the bed and exist. So I need some of you to get tired of fighting that fight and start fighting for that which you want. Start fighting for your passion. Start fighting for your potential. Start fighting for your purpose. And if you're willing to do that, things will change. But I need you to know it's possible. And it can happen. Believe and achieve, act and receive, and watch what will happen. Transform your life in every single area where you can actually build a life that you really love living. So take the step today. Take the leap, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but you do. You already know the thing. It's already been on your mind this whole time. So take the step because you can. You can. I don't care who told you can't. I'm telling you, you can.
I just want to thank you, Marcus. Thank you for being here on Discover Your Potential. I truly appreciate it. You're a gift to the world and you're a gift to many people. And I'm so glad that you're here and you're touching so many people's lives. And that's really what matters in life.
Man, that means the world to me. I'm so grateful to call you a brother and a friend and family now. And all of you guys, discover your potential. You guys are family as well. Anything you want to do, you want to reach out to me. The best way to contact me is on Instagram at mblackspeaks. So send me a message. I'll respond, man. I want to connect and just check me out, the things I'm doing. I love you guys and I'm grateful and I hope to see you again.
Excellent. And that's so just so the listeners know. So it's mblackspeaks on Instagram. They could just.
That's the best way to connect. I'm on all social medias at mblackspeaks. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse, all the same name, but the best way to contact me is on Instagram at mblackspeaks.
Wow, that's great. Terrific. Well, thank you, Marcus. And I just want to say thank you very much for everybody for listening. And until next time, as my mother would say, do something nice for yourself and do something nice for others.
Open your heart. It does not mean something is wrong with you to need help. Believing in something bigger inside of you, believing in the ambition that's in your heart and your soul, believing that there's a dream inside of you that you can accomplish. But it's like, I don't know how to get there. I see the path, but I'm not sure if I can really do it. You know how I know? Because I've been there. Because you don't know how much hope means until you find yourself without it and you find yourself in that seat. And I hope it's okay with y'all for me to keep it a little real tonight, because I don't believe in coming here acting like everything is perfect all the time. Because the one thing I know about pain and any type of difficult season in your life, that pain is universal. It is, no one is exempt. It's not them. It's not the job. It's not the employer. It's not the family. It's not the friend. It's you. Because nobody has the power to take from you that which is yours except for you. If you let go of your belief, you forfeit your miracle. You cannot stop believing, ever. Because if you do, I might show up in your dreams with that voice. So we don't want that. Open your mind, open your heart, posture yourself to receive. And so my goal is to light the fire so that you move into your greatness, so that you step into what you were meant for, so that you go for greater than you believe, so that you make all of your dreams come true, so that you go change your world and everybody around you because you can.
This is Cindy Gilman, and you're listening to Discover Your Potential. So until next time, do something nice for yourself, but do something nice for someone else.